Alright guys, what's up? This is Croy. Um, this is the second video following our match that lasted about 2 minutes. We're playing a pretty familiar opponent, Fafa 39, and we're playing him at the 330 level. So we know a little bit about his game from previous matches. He plays a little bit different sometimes, but usually, I'm just gonna fold Jack 6. Usually, the scouting report on him is he calls 3-bets pretty lightly and just plays his hand for its value on the flop. Like, he won't get tricky really. And so we're gonna see how he's playing so far. Min raised. Don't really remember him doing that often, so I'm just gonna call with the ace high. Pretty bad flop for us, and we'll just give it up. Sometimes I'll 3-bet there, especially against him, but not this time. And a lot of players on the site have been asking me why I like to 3-bet so often. Call with a 9-8, flop middle pair, and we're just gonna call him. And hopefully he'll be obliged to just check it down. Okay. A lot of players ask me why I like to 3-bet so often. That's just the style I've gotten comfortable with. I like 3-betting more than the other instructors, and it's something that you need to find. If it works comfortably with your game, use it. I wouldn't say that any one of us plays flawlessly or plays perfect, and we all have different styles that have reached our levels of success. And mine is playing different players differently. I like to play worse players more cautiously, and I like to play better players. I like to mix it up a little bit against them. We'll just flat here with the deuces. Not a terrible flop for us. And we'll just fold. And yeah, I mean, a lot of our styles are different, and I wouldn't say to copy your game after one of us. And particularly, I think that you should take different elements and different thought process out of our matches and try to apply them to your own. Whether or not 3-betting often works for you or doesn't work for you, it'll be up to you and what you're comfortable with. We flopped a gut shot here. Pretty good, pretty safe board to bet on. We turned our 5. I don't really think he has a queen here too often, but we'll check for pot control and see what he does on the river. Not the best river. I think we've almost for sure the best hand, but we're not going to get called by worse. So, yeah. Like, here's one of those spots. He just lost a pot. I want to 3-bet this, and if he calls, I'll probably take it down with the bet on the flop. There are going to be a lot of times he doesn't call, and we just win the 40. And then there will be a very select few times where he does what he just did. And I don't think he's on air here. He doesn't really make moves from our past matches, so I'm just going to fold. But that's just an example of how I like to mix it up in 3-bet pots. I won't always just 3-bet premiums. There's sometimes when I only will 3-bet premiums against certain players. His first 3x. Obviously, if he 4-bets us again here, we're getting it in with the ace-king suited, but he just flats us. The flop is pretty bad for us. I'm just going to check. A lot of opponents will be comfortable just checking it down with us. Turn's pretty good for us. I don't really put him on a pair. I put him on I don't really put him on any of this. So we'll see. We'll call and reevaluate the river. And he knows what kind of hand we have. I know that he can be really spazzy, and that 200 just makes me think that it was a setup bet with intention on shoving the river. I don't put him on a flush draw. I don't put him on a 4. I don't put him on a flop straight. There's not really many hands that I put him on here other than a jack getting there. So I'm really tempted to call. This is one of the spots that you'll just look really stupid if I'll look really stupid if I'm wrong. But I think that bet, I do that a lot. If I plan on shoving the river, which I don't really recommend getting yourself in that spot, make a nice little turn setup bet to make that river bet much more difficult. And if I call it I am wrong, then we'll evaluate where we. I think I am going to call. I'm pretty curious what he could have. And okay, I'm going to call. And he has an 8 and a 10. So we read that hand perfectly. And we were right on that particular hand. It's really a tactic that I think I definitely wouldn't advocate practicing it, but you shove for like the slight overbet, and I mean a pot size overbet, and but the real question is, what are you trying to represent there? A flush draw on the flop, you're pretty much never checking, because you don't mind getting it in. If I check the flop, you probably wouldn't put me on an overpair to the board, so you don't mind taking it down, trying to take down that free 400, and you don't mind getting it in at all, because I could have what I have, ace high, and I'll fold a lot to a flop bet. And the turn brought a card that really, it was a good card for us. It didn't hurt our hand. If we were beat anyways. And he made that half pot bet, and again, I don't think that he would play a flop set on a 3-card coordinated board slowly. I think he would bet out probably like something between 200 and 300. So when he bets that 200, he's never really full. He might have a hand like ace 4, but I doubt it highly. And sorry, I'll move this over. And it's a question of what he's trying to represent there. And our hand's going to be good a pretty high percentage of the time. So we called. And again, that's just using that a lot to set up the bluff on the river. And he shoved fairly quickly, and which makes me think it was more premeditated, which we took into consideration. And after tanking it, we decided to call, and he showed the 10-8 for just the 10 high bluff. So I like that rationale, looking through the hand, not just saying I have ace high here. He must be good, because he wasn't scared of the club on the rail. Like and I don't think that he would go for that thin of value. And if he did hit a jack, then he hit a jack, and what can we do? But I wouldn't recommend trying to put yourself in a lot of these quote unquote hero call spots. But again, we can't be, whenever we're playing someone who is more of a regular player, we have to take creative and alternative lines, and not be afraid to get in there and tango with them, and not be afraid to make these kind of moves and calls. And so, so that was a good match for us. And I'll probably fire up another one here soon.